What's MGTOW? It stands for men going their own way. It's basically incel. It's like the last stage of like inceldom, where these men just convince themselves that they are the ones who actually don't want to have sex with women anymore.
Wow, we're not even a minute in, and we got this female grifting clout chaser here, sitting there already using a dead argument. But before I go any further, yep, it's me again. They hate us. This is why they make videos giving a fuck about us at the same time. I am your host, JD Miles. The MGTOWs, they love to hate. Even the ones that claim that everybody loves to hate them, love to hate MGTOW at the same time. As always, this is why they keep us relevant to this day. Well, MGTOW fellas, it seems that we have a clout chasing grifter by the name of Denims, if I'm pronouncing that correct. Well, anyway, I seen the video in its entirety, and I'm gonna just say this right here. We have DMs, a wannabe, though I call her the wannabe just pearly things because let's just be upfront and real. The video is about her trying to copycat just pearly things' video on her about her introduction to MGTOW. Well, apparently she here has a problem with just pearly things take on MGTOW, so she decided instead of being original, she would rather be a carbon copy and try to do her own version of the situation. Damn, damn. I guess creativity is lost in some people. That or she's lazy in that category, but I digress. Now, before I even get started, this video is protected under Title 107, the Fair Use Act, for critiquing and educational purposes only. Any attempt to remove this video will be in violation of that act. But let's start off from the very beginning because Denim just said something completely retarded. She claims that MGTOWs is the end part of incel, when in actuality, in case she's been living under a rock this whole entire time, not only MGTOWs have refuted the claim, but guess what? So did the incels. They also refuted any involvement with the MGTOW philosophy. But of course, you got the slow heads. You got the slow heads out here still trying to find a missing link between the two that's not even there. MGTOWs and incels are two separate groups. Get over it. But let's continue on with what she has to say.
Because women are terrible and they're barely human beings, and women don't experience love and empathy. You're joking, right? I really...
Dude, in all our honesty, she sounds butthurt by MGTOW. No, seriously, she definitely sounds butthurt. Oh, does what MGTOW says applies to this grifter? Come on. If MGTOW gets you in your feelings that bad, then it's obvious MGTOW is telling you about yourself. But let's continue.
Wish I was. Oh no, guys. Okay, this is like the guy, Sandman. He's the only one that's still mostly pumping out content. I'm getting a number of people to ask me to do it.
So Sandman is the only MGTOW that pumps out content. This right here shows you that she has little to zero research about MGTOWs whatsoever. She just wants to talk about MGTOW just to have her, I ain't gonna say it, just to have her gums flapping 100 miles an hour just to do so. But wait a second, hold on, there's more.
Introduction video to MGTOW, so here it is. I'm going to highlight 25 of the most important topics as well as videos I've produced in the past to highlight what men going their own way means and why we are doing it. This guy has been...
And notice something too. At the beginning of her video, notice that she relied on the Urban Dictionary to tell her what MGTOW means. So that right there tells all us MGTOWs that she's scared. No, Denims herself is scared to ask a MGTOW what the MGTOW philosophy is about. She's scared to ask an actual MGTOW what MGTOW philosophy is all about. This is why she's desperately dependent on Urban Dictionary and internet encyclopedia sites to tell her what MGTOW is about. Oh, come on, woman. Us MGTOWs don't bite. If you have a question, why are you scared to ask a MGTOW? But let's continue.
Been doing this YouTube channel for 8 years.
The first thing to remember about MGTOW is that a man that has taken the metaphorical red pill is a man that is...
Now, before we go any further, keep in mind, didn't Just Pearly Things gave her take on MGTOW using the same exact video this clout chasing Grifter is doing? Exactly. So this right here is telling me is that she saw Just Pearly Things video about her take about MGTOW. She feels a certain kind of way because she don't agree with what Just Pearly Things has to say. So she calls herself being a carbon copy and try to give out her version of MGTOW. Am I losing anybody yet on this? So now she's trying to give out her version of MGTOW while in the process of clout chasing and e-begging for money. Wow. So basically she's nothing more than a copycat, a monkey see, monkey do type of grifter. Yeah, we know. Just Pearly Things didn't make her video, which completely disagrees with what this grifter thinks. This is why she has to make her own version. But let's see her go to work with this, shall we?
Learn the ugly truth about female nature. Women are made out to be harmless, beautiful creatures.
Wait, he's gonna say it?
As many women today will rip out your heart and testicles through your wallet and move on to their next victim with absolutely no second thoughts. And they often have no guilt or remorse in the process. So taking the red pill is making yourself aware of how women operate. One very important thing to remember is that many more women today, in their 20s, than in past generations, are riding the cock carousel. This means they are having no strings attached sex with, in some cases, dozens of men.
Guys, pay close attention to her facial expressions. You can't tell me that this clout chasing grifter is not hurt. Look how she reacts. I guess it's true. People use laughter to hide their tears. And she's no exception to that said rule. Let's continue.
Before they decide to settle down with a single guy.
Hey, anyone riding the cock carousel? Me personally, I ride the coochie carousel. Boner buffet. The pussy patty wagon.
Then she has a child or two, which at some...
Are those tears behind her laugh? No, seriously though. Are those really tears behind her laugh? I mean, look what's being said and look at how she is reacting to it. You can't tell me she is not butthurt. But let's continue.
At some point, allow her to leave that relationship and use those children as a way to get child support from her husband. People wonder why men go to-
Yes, child support. Very notable for working the way that it's supposed to. Yeah. Everyone knows that when you haven't paid your child support payments, the government will force you to pay them, right?
Does that also include the men who are not the fathers to their child? And you think that shit is a joke, woman? Oh, so she does believe that men who are victims of paternity fraud should still have to pay. Is this what she's saying? Is this really what she's saying right now? But let's continue.
The number of stories I have heard from friends who have had divorced parents, and they basically said that their dad just decided to fuck off and they just left, and then they decided, like, when the kid turned like 16 or something, they wanted to get back into their lives, is way too high. The number of those people is way too high. Like, child support payments are fucking bullshit. They're fucking so bullshit. Same thing happened to me. It's like, yeah, I'm totally gonna pay this child support. Leaves for 10 years, comes back. Can I talk to my kids? Oh, you mean the ones you haven't spoken to in a decade? No.
And you gotta love how she thinks she speaks for each and every person that's on child support as a whole. Oh, you're on child support for one reason and one reason only. It's because you're a deadbeat dad. And out of all those people who are on child support, how many of them are deadbeat dads? And how many of them are victims of paternity fraud? And how many of them are raising kids that's not even theirs? Oh, but according to this clout chasing grifter, it's all nothing but a joke to her. It's just this one big tee hee ha ha moment for her. But let's continue.
No, you can't. I can't believe you're doing this to me. What the fuck? Again, I'm not a man hater. There are lots of really amazing dads out there.
Then why you have a problem with MGTOW then if you're not a man hater? Oh, I got a problem with MGTOW. Same time, I'm not a man hater. I forgot she's a grifter. Does she even know what MGTOW is all about, or is she leaning towards Urban Dictionary and her version of what MGTOW is about? If she really knew what MGTOW was about, then she will realize that she is coming off as being a man hater. But let's continue.
There are lots of really amazing people who have kids who identify as men or are assigned male at birth, and they're great parents. But there are also really shit dads, okay? There are really shit ones. Just like there are really shit moms and there are really good ones.
And the majority of men visiting this.
So what's the fuss if you have that much of an understanding about it? More importantly, if she understands about it that much, then what is her gripe with MGTOW? But let's continue.
YouTube channel are often in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. They are here to become MGTOWs because they are shocked at the way women took advantage of them. As well, they're here to understand how women use their beauty and behavior to trick men. Another important thing to remember is...
Ooh.
That's right, y'all. Everybody subscribe to JD Miles. Let's get this channel up a notch. But during the process of Sandman talking, you got to see her facial expressions. I mean, talk about can she pull off a poker face? My poker face. But I ain't gonna go any further with this. I ain't got time to make a 20-minute video about this one, because at this point we're looking at a Just Pearly Things wannabe who decided to copy and paste Just Pearly Things video. She doesn't like how Just Pearly Things gave her take on the matter, so she's trying to come out with her version. And and keep in mind, at the very beginning, she already starting out fucking up, still trying to use a dead argument that doesn't work anymore. Yes, in case she doesn't notice, the MGTOWs are incels argument is dead. RIP and good riddance. I mean, there's nothing much I could say at this point. Basically, she's only doing this not only to copy the carbon copy Just Pearly Things reaction to MGTOW, but keep in mind, she's trying to clout chase. She's trying to clout chase. This is the reason why she's actually doing it, for money. Not because she cares about the topic at hand. This is why I call her a clout chasing grifter. Yes, sad and pathetic. They can't be original, so they have to carbon copy. And the fact that she thinks the plight of men is a joke, but then turn around and say that she's not a man hater, that is very, very comical. I mean, the contradictions are off the charts with this one here. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.